You know, the answer is obvious. The Bible says they have rejected their natural function, to be domestic, as though that's somehow a bad thing. A girl is only happy when she, just like a man, when we're doing what our natural functions are, we're happy. When we acknowledge the place that God has set us, we're happy. I like being happy. I like being happy. I was happy, to work 60, 70 hours every single week of my life. I have always been a very strong and hard, dedicated, person. I happily give all of my money, everything, to, at that time it was my wife, to girls, to my wife, but they have only one purpose, and that's to destroy you, to turn you into a eunuch. That's what a girl wants to do, because she wants to be equal to a man. A girl cannot be equal to a man. It's impossible. Physically, emotionally, mentally, impossible, because she's a girl. It's just a fact. If you don't like the truth, well, big surprise, most people do reject the truth, So, what do girls do? They can't be equal to a man, so they only have one other option. Tear a man down. Tear him down, tear him down, tear him down, until a man becomes a eunuch. And you see it all the time. You look at these husbands, Most men, it's like a split. 50% of men get a divorce, because they're not going to allow a woman to rule them. So they get a divorce from them. The other 50% stay married, but it's only because the woman has had her way and turned the man into a eunuch. And you look at these guys, whether they're Christians or not, it doesn't matter, And they'll say, I'm the leader of the household. And they look out the corner of the right, honey? Fuck you, man. That ain't gonna happen. So, and a woman's way, is slow and methodical. Tears, horrors, and spend a man into oblivion. It's just slow, intentional, and willful lack of cooperation. She could so easily help to build her own household up, but like Solomon says, look at this woman, what she does. She tears her own house down with her own hands. That's what women do. They just tear their own houses apart. Because they cannot excel, they can't make it to the level of a man. And so, it's the natural order. Men, then women. It's a fact. If you don't like it, too bad. That's a fact. You have men, then you got women. Then you got animals, in creation. Men, then women. How hard is that to understand? So here a woman, has bought all the lies and rejected her natural function. She prefers the approval of all of her girl friends. And so what she does is they all get together and they just learn how to tear a man down and tear him 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 down. And a man has a choice, At some point he realizes this woman is bent on my destruction. She is bent on killing me and destroying me and ruling my soul. And so he either gives in, says okay, and then has a woman rule him, or else he gets a divorce. And then he goes away. And then you got the 1-2 punch. Now the courts and the laws are so bent towards these women that a man is financially ruined after a divorce. The woman gets the house and the cars, and then she gets, a judgment of amount of money to go to her on a monthly basis. It's just impossible for a man to even live. And yet, if he doesn't pay, then his license is taken away, his bank accounts are seized. It's just... Whoa. But I'd rather live like that than have a woman rule me. So, yeah. Yeah, girls are pretty. Girls are curvy. Girls are soft. Trying to get near them. And it's worse too, because this next generation coming up, they are even worse than the previous generation of girls and women. I was in Starbucks here a while back, and there was these two girls. They were smoking hot. I mean, they were like, dang. And it's not too hard for a guy to see two smoking hot girls. I mean, it's like this magnet, Whoa. So I'm sitting there ordering coffee, and I can see both of them are having this conversation with each other, and they're sitting in Starbucks chairs, And the one girl, she had this long black hair, it was all curly, and her arms were on the armrests of the chair, but her head was down, and her body posture, I could tell she was in the defensive. And the other girl was sitting in the same way with her arms on the arms of the chair. But she was, her body position, it was clear she was on the offensive. And I was like, man, I wonder what's going on there. It's an interesting conversation. And they were having this conversation right next to the where the half and half creamers are and the sugars are, and I get coffee, and it's like, oh, good deal. So I went over there and I was listening to their conversation. And the girl on the offensive was saying, the thing about men is they have no confidence to even try to ask us out. Now, they're only like 19 years old, both of them. It might have been 20, but if they were 20, it was just like barely 20. And the other girl was like, I know. And the girl keeps up with this, and men don't have any confidence to even ask us out. I know. And she was even, the one on the offensive was even looking at me out of the corner of her eye. She was saying this loud enough. She wanted me to hear that men don't have enough confidence. I was like, my way was, the girl in the defensive needs help, and I was going to step in and help her. And I realized, you know what? They have both made their choices. They have both rejected God. They have both rejected their natural function. They both believe that they're equal to men. They have both spent their entire lives to that point tearing boys down, making boys feel even uncomfortable around them. Even though they're really pretty, they could be pleasing to a man, but they have chosen the lie. They're going to college, they think they can earn money and be happy. And you look at women that have made it, and they're just miserable, horrid creatures. And like I said, this new generation, this younger generation of girls, they're like bored with tearing men down, because in all of society, we've all experienced, the wrath of Delilah from all of these women. So what do they have left? They now want to enjoy the pleasures that only a man can enjoy. Well, what's that? They want to have girls now. These beautiful, pretty girls now actually desire another girl. And it really, when I really think about it and listen to their, being a part of that conversation like I was, I understood it's really not even sexual. I mean, there is obviously a sexual connotation to it, and they were going to have sex, and I imagine that girl ended up getting her and had sex with her, probably turned her into a porn star. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. But it's about domination. girls are now bent on dominating men. They're bent on dominating their fellow girls. They want to enjoy, but they can't. And so they become even more angry, because here they want to be a man so badly, but they can't be a man. So what are they? What is a girl now? She's rejected her natural function. She's burnt every bridge. Men won't have anything to do with her. Those pretty girls, they can find a eunuch and they can find a boy, but they'll never have a man. No way. A man won't have nothing to do with that type of a girl. So now, these girls, they can't be men. They can't be women. Yeah, sure, they earn some money, but they are no longer accepted by girls. The very few, there must be, I'm sure that there's going to be a generation coming, of girls that are going to be wise up to this act. But so these girls are not accepted by women. They're not accepted by girls. They're not accepted by men because they're not men. What are they? They're nothing. That's the end result of girls that reject their natural function. They refuse to be pleasing to a man. They refuse to be a comfort to men. They refuse to embrace their natural function. So now what are they? Miserable. So everybody can see now that the value of a woman is less than the grass of the field. All of heaven can see the truth to this. The grass of the field, consider, the roots of the grass hold the topsoil together, keep it from washing away. The grass of the field is food for the animals that graze. The grass of the field is pleasing to the eyes. Everyone can see a woman's value. A woman has given up her natural functions. Her value is less than the grass of the field. Did you suppose you could give up your natural functions and become a tree? You can't. It's impossible. Did you suppose you could give up your natural function and become a mountain? You can't. It's impossible. The job of a mountain is to be a mountain. The job of a tree is to be a tree. And yet we see the grass of the field. What happens to it? It's cut down today and it's thrown in the fire tomorrow. What's going to happen to all these women that have given up their natural function? So, I've had a lot of troubles in my life, I have had a lot of troubles. I've been dogged by a lot of troubles. But that's going to change for me. It's the natural process of the night passing and the day dawning. God has delivered me through all of those walls that I needed to go through. And all of those people that have rejected God, rejected His ways, rejected their natural functions, they have had some temporal money, and they've had, the gifts that Satan can give, the glories of Satan, but they're very temporal. Those are all going to be taken away. Where are they going to be? At that point, they made their beds. So in the future, yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to maybe, you know, but yeah, it's like, oh well, just have to live without it.